In August, I was lucky enough to visit the beautiful country of Singapore. I've never been there before, and if you are interested to see what the journey was like, please keep watching. So to get to Singapore, I flew on the direct Qantas flight from Brisbane, and that was on one of their A330s. Now, I am a big aviation enthusiast, so I do apologise that there will be a lot of footage in this video of planes and looking out the window and clouds. So sorry about that. The last time I had been overseas was in October 2019 to the South Island of New Zealand. So I was very, very keen to get out there and to see what the world looked like post-COVID. This flight was really smooth. There were pretty much no bumps at all, at least over the whole duration of the flight over Australia, which is most of the flight anyway. I was in seat 35A, which was pretty much right over the wing. Then I had a vodka and Coke, and they always seem to serve nut mixes, which I cannot eat. And then for the main meal, there was a beef mashed potato dish, which was surprisingly quite nice. Then I was pretty much watching the flight attendant the whole way. I absolutely loved this show, and I was so happy when I saw that it was on the in-flight entertainment system. It really goes to show how good of an actress Kaylee Coco is, because her character was just so different to that of Penny. Luckily, this flight was completely during the day. I left Brisbane at about 11 a.m, so meaning I got a fantastic view out the window the whole time, and I was particularly interested in the moving map because I'm one of those people who can just sit there and watch it while I look out the window. And overall, this flight was really smooth. It was really enjoyable. There were virtually no bumps at all, and the 8 hours just flew by. The weather outside was absolutely amazing. I couldn't get enough of it. And just a few more clouds. We're almost there, I promise. I told you I recorded a lot of cloud footage. Upon approach, we really didn't get to see much of Singapore. It was really just of the ocean, but still very excited to land. After collecting our bags, I just couldn't resist sticking my head into the Jewel, and there is this amazing waterfall. I was just completely shocked. I couldn't believe it. And inside the centre of the Jewel, it was so green and lush. I've never seen an airport like it. Now to the next day, we are walking along the Singapore River, destined for the Merlion Park to check out the famous Merlion. There I am in front of the Merlion. And there is the view from the Merlion Park, so you can see the famous Marina Bay Sands landmark right there. Then I was really excited to take the cable car from the harbourfront station to Mount Faber Park, then down to Sentosa. I'd heard quite a bit about Sentosa, so I was very excited, and also very excited to be on a cable car because I just find them awesome. At that point, a storm did blow in, so it started raining quite heavily, but to be honest, I could still see, so the view wasn't completely impacted. And I do have to say, I completely recommend the cable car. So we just got off the cable car to Sentosa, and we are walking down to the beach, I believe, but it's very wet. So, nice little walk, at least we've got our umbrellas. We made it to Siloso. There weren't very many tourists down this end of the beach, so I'm not sure if it's because it was raining, but I really enjoyed looking at all the boats. The view was fantastic, and a cute little walk across this bridge as well. Then for dinner, we went into the mall and had this strange dish of mac and cheese, beer, and chicken that you eat with a glove. Then we went to the Marina Bay Sands light show. Now, this I had really high expectations for because I'd heard so much about it, and I don't know if I'm just being fussy, but it seemed kind of underwhelming. There were some lasers that shot out and it did change colours, but it wasn't anything super amazing. I did spot this cute little boat that had headlights that looked like little blinking eyes. By the time that I had amused myself with the boat, I looked back up and the light show had picked up pace a little bit, but I was still kind of yawning. Maybe I was just tired. Maybe it just wasn't a good night for the light show, or maybe I'm just being fussy. I don't know. And here's the Singapore River lit up at night with the bridge and the beautiful skyline. The next day, we went to the Marina Bay Sands Hotel via the shops. The shops were incredible. They had a little canal inside. I felt like I was in Vegas. Then we went up inside tower number 3 and we went up to the observation deck. And I highly recommend doing this while you're in Singapore because the views from up there are incredible. And there's me enjoying the skyline of Singapore, taking it all in. I'd never been to this country before, so it's all completely new to me. I enjoyed looking out to sea as well and seeing all the ships and seeing the weather roll in as well. So there was a charge to go up to the observation deck. However, it wasn't particularly much. I think it was 20 something Singapore dollars. So definitely good value for money. So after coming down from the Marina Bay Sands observation deck, we took a walk towards the Gardens by the Bay area where there is a large flower dome and cloud forest. I was very excited for this. As a plant enthusiast and a lover of all things nature, I really took it all in. I loved the attention to detail, the little statues that they'd carved from wood, little butterflies on the trees, and it was just absolutely lovely to take in all the different types of tropical plants. Cloud Forest even had a waterfall, which I couldn't believe. It was absolutely huge. The footage doesn't even do the place justice as to the scale of it. It's absolutely huge on the inside and it's so unique and so different to anything that I've ever been in before. Both of these domes had fantastic varieties of plants and flowers, lots and lots of orchids as well, being the national flower of Singapore, I believe, and also my favourite flower, so I was very excited about that. There were so many different little walkways that you could go on. You sort of went up to the top right away and then worked your way down to the bottom. There were lots of different monstera. I was just absolutely in heaven in this place. I could have spent a whole day in Cloud Forest. I knew it was going to be good, but I could not have predicted that it would be this good. So if you're going to Singapore, you have to do Cloud Forest as a #1 priority. It is stunning, and not just in terms of the plants, but also the view. So the higher up you go, because it is a clear dome, you can see out, and you also get the amazing views as well. I was just amazed at what went into the upkeep of the plants. There were fog machines everywhere, which really helped to set the mood as well. And just looking down from above, it really showed the scale of the place. We are currently in the Cloud Dome and I have never seen anything so impressive before. The plants are amazing, the architecture is amazing, and the view is amazing. We did so much walking that day that after this, we just went back to the room and put our feet up. The next day, we decided to do something a little different and catch the east-west line out to the final stop, which is Tuas Link. I hadn't heard of too many tourists doing this, so I thought it would be worth a look to go out there and see what is out towards the Malaysian border. The MRT is amazing. It's so quick and easy, so affordable, and undoubtedly the best way to get around Singapore. After hopping off the MRT at the Tuas Link station, we went over to the Raffles Marina. So this was right up against the border with Malaysia. You can see there, I did a little screenshot on my phone just to give you an idea of exactly where I was. And here you can see the bridge that takes you from Singapore across to Malaysia. So we have just got off the MRT at Tuas Link and we have come to the lighthouse here at Raffles Marina. And not only is it a really cute lighthouse, but you can also see Malaysia's sit right there. And then around this way, you can see the bridge to go across to Malaysia. The Tuas Link station was bizarrely empty. It was very strange. Later on that afternoon, we snuck into the Raffles Hotel lobby. Then after getting kicked out because we weren't guests, we went around to the long bar. So we are now at Raffles Hotel and we're just about to go into the long bar to try the Singapore sling. The whole place was incredibly fancy and, to be honest, not my usual cup of tea, but I'd heard so much about Raffles and so much about the famous Singapore sling that I just couldn't help myself. I had to give it a go. Just about finished it, and my conclusion is that it's quite nice. Highly recommend. It's a tradition at the long bar to let the peanuts just fall all over the floor everywhere, so they crunch underneath your feet when you walk. Sadly, I am allergic to nuts, so I couldn't actually eat them. But here is a lovely view of the courtyard of the Raffles Hotel. So I just finished my Singapore sling in the long bar, and now you can see Raffles Hotel in the background. And I would definitely recommend the Singapore sling. Very tasty, very strong, but definitely worth it. For 2 drinks, it was around 87 Singapore dollars, I think. So it's probably about a 90 Australian. It's very expensive, but tasty. Then to finish off the day, we just did a bit of shopping in the Raffles City shops. So today we are checking out of the Sofitel Singapore City Centre. So we're just enjoying the pool here. It's really, really nice. The spa area, and then behind you there you've got the lap pool as well. Very picturesque. So behind me is this amazing building, completely covered in plants. I love the fact that Singapore is such a green city. They really put a lot of effort into keeping the greenery. It's beautiful. I thoroughly enjoyed my stay at the Sofitel Singapore City Centre, so highly recommend if you're looking for a place to stay. I honestly couldn't fault it, and the pool and the view was amazing. We then went for a walk to the Fort Canning Hill via the Singapore River. Saw some turtles in there too, however, when I went to record it, the turtles disappeared. So this was definitely the most hot and humid day that we had there. However, didn't let it get me down, did a lot of walking, so definitely wear a good pair of runners when you do this walk because it is tiring, and especially in the heat. But did it and thoroughly loved it. There was so much to see, not only just in terms of the plants, but the history as well. Desperate for some aircon and kind of delirious, we took a walk to the nearest shops. There was a lot of overhead military aircraft noise for some particular reason, but we stumbled upon Plaza Singapura and oh my goodness, about 7 levels of shops. After a bit of shopping, we came across this cute little area called Riverside Point. Got to see a lot of boats and the river lit up at night as well. And Singapore at night is quite the vibe. Very pretty, very picturesque. Really, really liked it. And it's good because this time of day it does cool down a bit too. Then the next day we just did a little bit of shopping on Orchard Road before heading to the airport. I didn't get to see too much of the airport on arrival, so it was absolutely magnificent to see the full scale of it on departure. As a big fan of Pokemon, no trip to Singapore would be complete without going to the Pokemon Center shop. Then I noticed on the top floor there was a really cool little net that you could walk over. I was tempted to do it, but instead thought it would just be best to head to the lounge. But the shops were good. In the lounge, I did treat myself to a few mojitos and perhaps some red wine as well, and then wanted to show you the inside of the bathroom. What was I on about? And then we boarded the flight. So once again, a Qantas A330 to come back. This one was around 10 years old. Then we sat on the tarmac and we sat some more. We sat for quite a bit. I was in seat 35K, so same aisle but opposite side as I was on the way up. That's me waiting for the flight to take off. At this point, we'd been sitting on the aircraft for I think about 50 minutes and nothing was happening really. So I got stuck into the latest Jurassic World movie. I was so happy when I saw that Dominion was on the in-flight entertainment system. Then eventually we did actually take off. I wasn't sure if it was ever going to happen, but it did. We took off, and because it was night, I really didn't have much of a view at all. I did see this strange little ball of what seemed to be fire though. This was a red-eye flight, so it took off around 9 p.m. and I thought I was going to sleep a little bit better than what I did. I did not catch a single minute. I stayed awake the whole night, and by the time we landed, I was feeling pretty delirious. I did really enjoy the early morning views though. The sunrise was beautiful. Watched a little bit of the new Downton Abbey movie. It seemed quite good. Didn't get to finish it though. Then, of course, cue more cloud footage. I do absolutely love filming the clouds. Thank you very much for watching this little travel vlog to Singapore. Do comment and let me know if you've been to Singapore and if you enjoyed it. And hopefully I will be traveling overseas soon and will film another vlog for you.